Welcome to card 3 of my 2013 Halloween card series. Starting out, I'm going to be using some Martha Stewart orange pattern paper on one side and it's orange on the other, just because I needed that perfect shade of orange. And I'm fussing right now with some masket material that I die cut using the Elegant Flourishes die from Tim Holtz. And I'm adding the masket material just around the orange circle die cut, and I cut that circle using my Spellbinders Classic Circles Nestability die. So I'm just gonna fuss with it for a minute because it was, with the flourish being so thin and everything, it was kind of, tedious, but I finally got it done. So now I'm grabbing my Copic ABS airbrush system. This is the one that hooks up through the big can of air. I want to say it's like the 80 or 180 pound air can. And I'm just using my Copic YR07 marker just to give a little bit of shading and dimension to the moon. I really love my Copic airbrush. It gives a different feel to the paper than just coloring directly onto it. And right here is my favorite thing, spiderweb. And I'm taking a little bit of Craft White Stampin' Up ink in a napkin and just rubbing it on there to kind of give it like a dusted look. The stamp set that I'm using right now is called All Hallows Eve by Inka Dinka Doo. And I'm going to be using the Witch Flourish one. And I'm just using my Stampin' Up! Embossing Buddy because I'm going to be using Detail Black embossing powder. So I'm just using my Versamark and inking up the stamp and deciding where I want my image. So grabbing my Stampendous, I think it's Midnight Black embossing powder, and just pouring it onto the image. And now I'm going to heat emboss the image. I really love that witch and how like the flourishes through her dress and everything are really Halloween oriented, really cute. I love that stamp. This card I wanted to keep it sort of classic and simple. So it's just my main focal point on it is the witch. And then I'm just tracing out a piece of paper from the Enchanted collection by Authentique and just cutting it out by hand just so I have a couple layers, like so the layers don't look so different. And I used the largest die I had, so I needed just a good border. I'm just erasing the pencil lines that I made and grabbing something. Oh, and I'm inking the edges with my Tim Holtz Distress ink and black soot, and just with a distress tool. So now I got all my papers. I'm making a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card using papers from the Enchanted collection, and also using some Stampin' Up! 80-pound black cardstock and the Martha Stewart orange cardstock. I also die cut that web from the Stampin' Up! 80-pound black cardstock also. So I'm just fussing with my layout, deciding how I want it. That's an Inkcase Success ticket corner punch. And deciding if I want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, trying to figure out exactly how I want it and where I want to put my sentiment. And making sure I distress everything in the card so it gives it that cohesive feel. and using my ATG gun to adhere the elements of the card. Trying to fuss with it, get it straight, kind of working at an angle, so kind of sometimes hard to get things straight. Using my Tombow Mono Multi-Adhesive on the finer die cuts and stuff, I find it way easier to use that than any other adhesive. This is the May Arts two-tone ribbon, and it's got like the yellows and oranges in it, so I thought it would go really good with this card. Just tying a little bow and trimming off the excess, and distressing the edges again, adding adhesive with the ATG, and sticking my main image on the front of the card. And then I noticed there was a little bit of, like right by the ribbon, that there wasn't enough adhesive, so I just grabbed my score tape and added a little bit of extra adhesive just so it is well secured. Now I'm trying to decide where I want my sentiment, because I wanted to use like the scrolly Happy Halloween sentiment that came with the stamp set. So using some more of that Martha Stewart orange cardstock, and just inking it up with VersaFine Pigment Onyx Black ink. And I didn't like how I stamped it the first time, so I'm stamping it again, trying to get it more straight. And then I'm just using my heat tool to set the ink. Using my trimmer, I just trim out my sentiment. I'm not really measuring anything. I'm just going with the flow and what I like right now. Using some American Crafts Dimensionals, I'm popping up the sentiment at the bottom of the card just to give the card a little bit more dimension. Now I die cut these little spiders. They're memory box spiders, and they're called scary spiders, and they're so cute and little. I'd say like each one of the spiders is, well, the packaging size says 0.9 to 0.8 inches. So they're so tiny, but they're so cute, and they work really perfect for like cards and stuff. I like the spider that came with the My Favorite Things spiderweb die. It was just a little large for my card and a little cartoony, and with the witch being like a classic, really pretty like scrolly type stamp, that I didn't want to use that. Using some of my score tape, I'm using that just because of the ribbon, and it helps the card stick to the base. I think it's a better adhesive for this part of the card making. And that is the complete front half of the card. So now on to the inside. I'm deciding which papers I want to use while I'm tearing up my little stack. And I kind of want to just keep the inside a lot like, with like the same kind of, you know, really clean, like classic Halloween feel, I guess, is the way to say it. And I grabbed my Martha Stewart Spider Punch, and it's just a border punch. I love Martha Stewart's Halloween punches. I have most of them, minus just like 2 or 3. But I really love the Spider Punch, and it goes so well with the Memory Box die also. So now I'm just trying to decide how I want to lay out the inside of my card. And then I decided I'm just going to keep it really simple, ink my edges, and leave a bigger area for the person who's sending this card to write. And then I decided I wanted to have a sentiment on the inside as well, and there was another really cute sentiment that came on the card that said trick or treat, so I just stamped that down in the corner. heat set the ink, used a little bit of ATG, and layered my pieces together. And that's it, you guys. Really simple. I added a couple more of the spiders to the inside, and that completed my card. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment and subscribe, and let me know what you think of my new video series and my new channel and everything. And I hope to see a bunch of my old subbies over onto my new channel. See you in the next video. Toodles!